Welcome to the Upstate CFO Council. This organization was founded in 2019 by Robert Bendetti in order to provide a networking and educational forum for senior financial executives to share best practices, to discuss current financial issues, and to learn about current topics related to the performance of their job.
Good afternoon, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Surviving the crazy epidemic we're in.
I know. Thank you for taking some time to talk with me. This is fantastic. We're trying to make the best out of a bad situation, praying and thinking about all those affected by COVID-19, of course. And I think this is a fun way for the members to get to learn a little bit about each other by doing this. So thank you very much for taking the time.
Absolutely. Glad to be part of the group. It's a great group.
Well, Jim White is the CFO of Worcester Engineering and Construction. And a little interesting fact that I learned about you, and I'm going to look down on my phone here so that I get this right. I believe that you were born, is it Assanet, Massachusetts?
You're close. My hometown. Nobody was ever born in it's a sonnet. It's an. Okay. I was born in New Bedford, Massachusetts, but you definitely did your homework because nobody's ever heard of that place. That's where I grew up. So 1 for 1.
All right. So I'm going to take it's a win.
That's a win.
Question number 1 is, what is your favorite business book and why?
Well, I dumb lucked my way into construction accounting, so I'm a construction accounting nerd. My favorite book is The E-Myth Contractor, and it's by Michael Gerber. And the reason I like it as a book, because I like concepts and philosophical books more than I like technical books. That's just the way I'm wired. It talks about how many contracting businesses fail and gives you the reasons why they fail and what you can do. Basically, the premise of the book is they look at it from businesses fail, and the primary reason is technicians think they're business people. So somebody may not be a really good electrical subcontractor, and it walks through case examples of the things you need to look for, and it's helping it to help, because in my world, I deal with construction companies that have entrepreneurs at the top. And so my job is to help steer them. They've got the ideas and the concepts. I need financial knowledge to make it a reality. And that's my favorite book.
Awesome. Question number 2. What is the best business advice that you have ever received?
Okay. Well, I thought about this question, and I've received 30 years of advice from business people, roughly. I'm kind of old, but overriding theme, I would say, has been communication advice. And I would say it comes back to a couple of things. I can't summarize it in one quote, but I would say make sure if something's important, you need to learn how to call somebody. Don't text them. Call them. You can follow it up with a text, follow it up with a phone, follow it up with a written communication.
That's good.
Make sure, because I've seen people fall in this trap. And the other notes, make sure being a CPA, you thinking you know everything. Realize you don't know everything, and don't be afraid to tell somebody. Early in my career, I was afraid to tell somebody I didn't know something. They would ask, and it would become obvious you didn't know what you were talking about. You lose credibility. People will respect you more if you steer them to the right person, or you handle it yourself and just, I know so and so that does this. Let me call them and I'll get you an answer, rather than just sit there and say I don't know and not do anything. So that's kind of the two takeaways.
Oh, that's strong. That's strong. That's very good. Yeah, it's early on in my career, I learned how powerful and how much I respected people that said, hey, I don't know the answer to that. I'll look into that for you. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, wow, they're confident enough to admit they don't know something. And then they care enough about, I asked them to go look into it. And I've totally stolen that. And 100% right, Jim. Great.
The only drawback to that, though, is when they figure out you're really good, they'll start asking you like fix their printer and stuff. And then you become too high dollar to do that, and you don't know how to say no.
Question number 3, what is something that you've recently started doing or a tool that you've recently started using that you found beneficial?
Okay, so to answer that one, this one is actually coronavirus driven. I am not. But one of the things I've learned through this experience is I need to get better at WebExes and Skype. I mean, I'm just like, I've always picked up the phone. I know how to FaceTime, but I've never done a lot of these video conferencing, and this is really the way of the future. This is teaching us, hey, we don't necessarily need to be in a brick and mortar space or an office space or this to get our jobs done. We live in a world like Big Bang Theory where Sheldon's just on the video screen and you don't even know if he really exists. I mean, I'm assuming
Yeah.
virtual Robert, but actual Robert, on the road, who knows? And as accountants, we need to adapt to this technology that some of us are weak in, some of us are really good. Like I think you're probably a really good technological person. I'm just not.
We can always learn. What is your favorite part of your current job?
My favorite part is so I've been in private and public accounting, and one thing I really enjoy about private that I never got into in the public accounting side was you're on the front end. You are literally the first person to know the numbers, and you're in tune. I love being able to present good results to management and offering suggestions and solutions on how to improve things. Looking at, I love analyzing numbers. You go to a client once a year, but you don't really see the whole picture. In a small business, you see 95% of the picture. You know what these guys are going through. In public, I take it for granted. Oh, this is a great company, but you don't ever see the great people. About small businesses in particular, you get to meet the people that make the numbers happen. In public accounting, you're just running across 50 different clients a year, and you don't understand great. You just great companies.
What is something about you that you'd like to share that I haven't mentioned about you before? Maybe we don't know.
Okay, it's not something. One of the questions, the things I would like to share is just I think young people coming into. I think a lot of young people are kind of lost in what to do for a major. And I was in that same boat when I was in school. I wanted to be an economist. Then I thought, I wanted to be a stockbroker. Then I thought, that's just a glorified sales job, and I don't have a salesman personality. Then I took my first accounting class and was like, whoa, I really like this. Accounting is, I get it. And other people in the class didn't get it. So if you do get steered into accounting, I would like to share my experiences and say it helped a lot to start in a small CPA firm and work my way to a larger one. Because when you learn, you get intimate with the owners, you get intimate with the people, you work on a lot of different stuff. People go into school and just say, I want to be an accountant, but they don't really think about, well, what do I really want to do with that? And then you get steered into public accounting, private accounting, private side. And I would say when you're young, in my opinion, it was advantageous for me to strive for small, broad array of stuff, and then filter your way in a bigger CPA firm where you've seen a bunch of different ways to do it. Now you can focus on kind of picking a major. And that career path helped me a lot. I think it was easier, in my opinion, to go from public accounting to private, because in public accounting, you get a 10,000-foot view of everything. You can see different ways to do the same internal control. In private, you're going to inherit the way somebody else did it, and it may or may not be good. And if you don't have that oversight experience of seeing a bunch of different ways to do something, you're just going to say, oh, I'm just going to do it like the other person did it. And it may be great, but more than likely, it's probably not a good control. You got the same as last year answer that you see when you, and that's one of the challenges for me at Worcester is I went from a big GC to a small subcontractor. So I took a lot of things for granted that sources I had in a previous life. So.
I got one more question. Question number 6. What is something that I should have asked that I didn't? And what's your answer to that question?
I think you were pretty comprehensive in your questionnaire. I would add, I guess, some advice or something would be to prepare for the unexpected every day. And that's the takeaway from what we're going through right now is every man and be the person at the office. If you get opportunities to show leadership, and that's when people trust leaders, is when remember that people don't value leaders. We were literally driving 100 miles an hour into a brick wall with this coronavirus. And now you're going to see the real leadership emerge, the people that, wow, I figured this out in a trying time, not when things are good. So I don't know if that was something about me.
That's perfect. That's powerful. Absolutely. Isn't that so true? It's really the tough times when you're looking for leadership. We are looking for leadership as senior financial executives, and the people that we work with and for are looking for leadership. And this is when you're going to see people step up in your company, and that's going to have a big impact on you. So, and right.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you very much. Man, Jim, you brought it strong today. I learned a lot. I really appreciate you taking this time to speak with me. Thank you.
Thank you for running a great show. I appreciate it. I know you put in hundreds of hours behind the scenes that nobody really thanks you for. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, you're my favorite, and I might do extra promotion for you on YouTube to get some more clicks since you said that. Nice.
All right. All right.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Robert. Have
Great
a
job.
good rest of the day. Thank you.